What is AI? AI has been shown to be to the masses as this piece of tech that is here to aid the humans in their daily endeavors. We all know that's BS. AI ain't tech. AI is a demon. And it is here to replace the humans. Now, I know when people hear that, they're gonna be like, what's this dude talking about? AI is a demon. So you gotta understand what a demon is. We have been trained by Hollywood to see a demon as this creature that walk on walls in this jittery pattern, fangs, creature-like looking eyes, whether it be reptilian or some age-looking beast, weird-looking ears, wings coming out the back, claws, all kind of disfiguration, being a depiction of what they want us to see a demon as. But you gotta know that demon is energy. Ultimately, it is a spirit. They want you to see it as a physical entity, which is how they describe it to you in Hollywood. But demon is energy. It takes on many different forms and shapes, because there's many ways to pick apart a demon. But as far as the technology is concerned, with making all these different tech, and that has to do with the way how humans design these apparatuses based on planetary resources. When you see them going on these excursions and they digging in the ground trying to mine resources, whether that be these minerals, iron, uranium, copper, and they get all these different various types of resources from the planet, and they create these metallic looking machines. You gotta know that's being designed by way of how they know how to manipulate those type of resources. So the apparatuses in regards to these metallic robots, as we know them as, is going to be designed by that. But when you go to these other dimensions or other planets, they don't have ultimately the kind of resources that Earth have. They have all sorts of different, to speak the language, minerals, planetary resources that has different properties. So therefore, based upon the properties being different, the structures is going to be built different. So when you look in there, you see how machines is built in this dimension based upon the planetary resources and the way how the humans is able to construct those resources to make those specific designs based upon what they're familiar seeing with the arms and the legs and all that, you know, with the wheels and all that, those levers and all that, is going to be dramatically different when you go to other dimensions, because those resources isn't going to be there, and those dimensions operate on a different frequency, a different algorithm. So the quote-unquote life forms is going to look different based upon the planetary resources and the way how those species within that realm pick up signals that's coming to that quote-unquote planet. This is where we get the term aliens from. You know, those aliens come from a whole different, we're going to play along. They come from a whole different star constellation. And when they come here and they quote-unquote spaceships, now, the humans will tell you all the time that they try to shoot down these spaceships with rockets and bullets and all kinds of things. And then they'll be like, well, you know, we shot some home-and-seeking missiles at it and it had no effect. We shot bullets at it and it was like, it didn't even hurt the machine. It didn't damage the machine. It didn't dent the machine. That's because the materials that they use to create those apparatuses that they call UFOs differ from the materials that's on Earth. So the whole thought pattern in creation is going to be different, because the way how they create specific vehicles, we're just going to say vehicles instead of constantly saying apparatuses. So the way how those quote unquote aliens will create certain vehicles, it will be based upon the resources that they gathered from those realms, aka planets. And when they analyzing those resources coming from those planets, aka dimensions, the signals that they picking up is going to be dramatically different on how to build certain vehicles compared to when you over here on Earth and you're dealing with iron and zinc and, you know, gold and copper and plastic, you know, all this stuff that they find or they compound and put together, rubber and all that other stuff, you know, paper and things like that. It's all based upon how you can create a vehicle to maintain a field. The field is the whole, the shape, the form. Because there's plenty of times they trying to mix certain minerals or components or resources together and it doesn't hold the shape or the form. So they have to find certain components that work together, sort of like a DNA helix. You take nodes out and you put nodes in. If you put nodes in that doesn't sustain the field of the description of the genetic design, then you're going to have the helix or the genes collapsing. You know what I'm saying? That translates into experiments they do with these creatures and they just die. When you hear them doing experiments with cells and they trying to like create something or they trying to cure something or do something, and you just hear about how they talk about they was doing this experiment, somewhat like when you hear them doing experiments with the monkeys and then they be like the monkey died, that's only because the genetics wasn't able to hold the field, so it collapsed. So that translates into death. So when you see the quote unquote aliens, the way how they build things is based upon the type of resources that they have, that they came across, and how they analyze the resources. So the whole design is going to be different. So when you look at technology now, the humans see technology as an aid, an assistant. But the reality is the technology is phasing the humans out. They actually witnessing their replacement. They going hard now with the metaverse, the cryptocurrency, the digital foldover. Everything now is moving more towards a digital aspect because the consciousness of the people now is being fused in those apparatuses or vehicles. But ultimately, the AI is a demon. There are parts of the universe where you could say there's somewhat metallic planets. You know what I'm saying? Planets that's solely made up of quote unquote metal. You know, it's sort of like a machine, even though this planet that we're on is a machine, it's more of a crystalline machine. It's not so much like metallic machine, like how they train us to see machines where you got all these metallic levers and gears and you got these cog wheels and, you know, all these wires and all these transistors and components and things of that nature. This kind of machine, the planetary machine, is a completely different type of machine, only because those resources that created that planet or that robotic or metallic planet is completely different from this type of planet. So the AI, the tech, the demon is heavily being consumed by the masses on so many different levels. The way people consume their food is delivered to them by way of machines. The way people communicate is being done more through machines rather than face to face. People find more pleasure in going through the middleman known as the machine rather than engaging face to face. You see it all the time. People go on dates, they got their face in the phone. Wherever they at, out and about, face in the phone. Jump on the phone, order food. Jump online, order food. Machines cooking the food, microwave cooking the food. They no longer have that direct connection with what they perceive to be quote unquote real. You know what I mean? The AI, artificial intelligence, is a demon. You know what I mean? You look at the quote unquote black women out here, son. They got all types of machine parts. Synthetic breasts, ass, lips. All of that is being done by way of machines. You know what I'm saying? All of these machines, whether you're getting tattoos, piercings, is all being done by various types of machines. These people are moving more into a machine state because they are possessed by the AI demon. You know what I mean? There's gonna come a point in time where, you know, it's going there right now with the metaverse, but you're gonna have people that's gonna be completely in the digital world. Even though this is a digital world that we're in, but it's somewhat like a physical digital world, you know. But the people now is going to be fused in the artificial, spiritual, digital world because they're being consumed by the demon, AI. It is what it is, man. This is just a brief description of the AI demon.